Hey, what's up guys, this is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends Fantastic Four Retro Carded Wave Mr. Fantastic. It's Mr. Fantastic, it's a fairly basic figure. We have some unique accessories here. Will that be enough to get you guys to want to buy it? I don't know. I will tell you, I love the retro cards for these Fantastic Four figures. Never been a huge Fantastic Four fan, but if you're going to collect Marvel, you might as well grab a group of every team. So this would be a good one to jump in if you're looking to get some Fantastic Four figures. A good way to go. Okay, let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about, let's say 6 3/8 inches, and that's going to put him pretty close to, let's just say 16.25 centimeters. That should be close enough. Now, this isn't how he comes in the package. He does come with the lab coat on. I don't like that look, so I'm going to just set that aside. I'm going to count that as accessories because I think most people are probably going to want this for their display anyway. Okay, question of the day. As you can see, we have the extended finger accessories here. Do you like these accessories? Because they're not bendy. So for me, if they're not bendy, I couldn't care less about this accessory. It's very, very minimally useful, being that they are just stuck like that. I would much rather have fist hands or gripping hands or something, not just big long finger rakes. Don't get that. So let me know how you guys feel about that. Okay, so let's talk about the aesthetic on this figure. It is basically just solid blue plastic. The white parts are molded mostly, which means we have blue paint here, 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 and here, and the blue paint is glossy. It's a slightly different blue that's close enough, but it is glossy, and it's not painted all that well. It's good enough, but there is white peeking through here and there, so it's kind of ugly. No shading anywhere. This white right here is painted on the waist. That's actually surprisingly opaque. It looks pretty good. Same thing for the neck. That is also surprisingly opaque and pretty good. The chest logo looks alright. No problems there. The face, on the other hand, looks pretty dopey. The sculpt looks alright, but the paint job did not help it. The shading in the hair is very rough, and then the eyes are not... They're doing two different things, so that's not really an ideal situation. So, aesthetically, in the actual suit here, the figure is unremarkable. It is fairly well proportioned other than the big thigh gap and relatively skinny legs, but I give that to him. It's Mr. Fantastic. He can get away with the skinny legs. The lab coat, we could count that, but I'll just talk about that in the accessory section, because again, I think most people are going to want to have him like this, so that's the primary factor. But yeah, it's unremarkable. There's not really much going on here to talk about. It's acceptable. It's all reused parts as far as I can tell. I'm pretty sure it's all reused parts, in fact, so aesthetically, it's fine. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's not bad, but there's nothing good either, other than the opaque white where the white is painted, which shouldn't really be considered remarkable. So as far as accessories go, we do have the two big finger hands, and we have the two non-big finger hands. Those can work with both sets of arms, and then of course we do have the ability to remove the blue suited arms to pop on the lab coat, and to pop on the new sleeved arms, which are all fine, but they are all just solid white, so it looks particularly cheap, and honestly, I think it makes the figure look even worse. So it's cool that they're included, but I can't say that it's a very good looking figure with them on, and therefore to me that's not a good accessory. Those of you who like it, good for you. I'm glad. That's awesome, but I have to do the review, and I'm going to give it only a 6 out of 10. You don't get points for trying. Well, you get some points for trying, but to me it just looks goofy. So that's the way it goes. Okay, let's talk about the articulation, and we'll swap out the arms and check those too just in case, but we'll start with this. So we have the hinge and the ball peg for the neck, so he does look up already, looks down okay. Do get your rotation, that's fine. Any attitude on this guy? Just a touch. Full rotation. Goes out to the side just fine. Bicep swivel is alright. Double jointed elbow. Yep, that's good. No problems there. Wrists obviously have a hinge and a swivel. That's all standard. Ab crunch on this guy. Ugh, it doesn't really go back. Doesn't really go back at all. As far as forward, it goes forward nicely, and it's pretty much where it needs to be at the bottom of the rib cage. So that's alright. You do get a waist twist. That's fine. Hips going out to the side. Better than most. So that's pretty good. I'll take that. The kick is almost horizontal. Not quite. Going back, you do get a little bit of range. You do get a thigh swivel, of course. Double jointed knee works just fine. No issues there. There is no boot swivel. The feet go all the way back. Ooh. and all the way forward. That's very nice, and you get a decent enough ankle rocker. Second question of the day, bonus question of the day. This guy has a very sock-shaped foot, right? So we have this option, then we have, hang on. So as far as the sock boots, whatever you call those, soft-soled boots for superheroes, we have the toe-shaped one, we have the pointy one, and then we have the one that used to be the way to go, it's basically this but a little bit rounded off. Which thing do you prefer? For me, it's the one I don't have an example of right now. It's the rounded off, pointed one. I really don't like the one where it just looks like they're actually wearing socks. That is highly unappealing to me. You can get away with it for characters like Spider-Man, but still, no. I don't want the elf shoes that we see here, and I don't want the sock shoes here. You guys can let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below. Okay, so articulation on this guy is just fine without the coat on. I'll give it a 7. It's nothing incredible, but it will do. Let's go ahead and pop the arms off, which does work pretty well. They're not too loose, not too tight. Should be no problem for most people. Let's pop the coat on. Pop the sleeves in. I think the reason this looks bad is because it's reused sleeves and a new coat, and it looks weird. There's no shape to the coat at all. It looks oversized. I don't know. It just doesn't look good to me. This doesn't look like a lab coat. This looks like a suit coat. It even has the buttons on it. It doesn't do anything. Okay, so anyway, that's no more tangents. As far as the articulation goes, you do still get your full rotation that way. You do get them up better than horizontal. Bicep swivel is fine. We've seen these arms before. Elbow is fine. And then, of course, you do get your wrist rotation and your hinge. So if you like the lab coat, it'll work. I'm guessing this is mostly just for some people who do photography. That way you have the option. Or if you just really wanted to display one of your Mr. Fantastics in the lab coat, it's better than nothing, just to go back to talk about the coat some more. But I don't think they did a great job of it. Also, the whites are different between the arms and the coat, so that's a little bit off-putting for me as well. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so articulation, I'll give it an overall 7 out of 10. It's fine, nothing great, nothing bad, it is okay. Alright, time for a final verdict on this guy. Well, other than the fact that it's incredibly bland, there's really no paint anywhere other than what is absolutely necessary. It looks okay. It'll get the job done as a Mr. Fantastic. You could make the case that the blue is too dark. That should be a third question of the day. Is the blue too dark? I'm personally a fan of the lighter blue mixed with the white, but this is close enough that it's fine. But I do think the face is pretty goofy looking. It just looks like generic guy number 1 with some gray in his hair. So, doesn't really work for me. But it's average for Marvel Legends. I'm going to give it a final verdict of a generous 7 out of 10. It's not too bad in any way, but it's just not good in any way. It is just there. Let me know how you guys feel about it in the comment section below, and if you liked the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give it a thumbs down, and if you haven't subscribed, you might want to. I have new videos almost every single day, and thousands already on the channel, so make sure you come back for all of that. In the meantime, keep collecting.